Good morning, YouTube Minecrafting people. Welcome to JaRyCu Saloon and a brand new mod pack, both for my LP and for everybody else too, because it is a brand new mod pack. Modpack, Minecraft. You know the thing where they put a whole bunch of mods together? That's right. This is the Builder's Custom Mod Pack by JC2XS, who, if you look at the mini map, is right here on the map with us. That's right. One of my buddies, when playing with the Boxo servers, has come up with his own custom mod pack. And he's given us permission to get on here and play it with him. So this mod pack's a little bit different from the other ones you've seen me playing. This mod pack actually is all about building stuff. It's not about seeing who comes up with like the most machines and the most stuff and all that. This one's just about having fun with it. Building stuff, building cool buildings. So we're actually doing a whole custom spawn town here that we're going to eventually increase to a city and then an entire settlement, entire province. This is going to be a long-term build, not a short-term deal. And he handled the sleeping there for us, because my sleeping area is often over there. But this episode here is obviously, we've been working on this for a couple days. The server went live Christmas Eve, Saturday night. It's now Monday. And I just want to show you what all we've done so far. So this may be a little bit short of an episode, but let's take a minute and we'll go through and we'll look at the mods just so you get an idea of what all is in here. We've got some advanced solar panels. We get the apple skin so we can see the saturation around our food. We've got a mining dimension because we have a rule on this server where there's no mining in the overworld. Then the Roman 97 stuff. Let's see, the baubles because Britannia's in here. Bed bugs. I don't know what bed bugs does. We'll have to look at that. JC figured out how to combine Bombs of Plenty with RTG. So we're using both types of world generation in this world. And there's apparently some setting in there so you can do it too. I don't know how that works, but it did. And it looks amazing. Blood Magic's in here. The Chameleon mod. Chicken Chunks, Chisels and Bits. All the code chicken stuff. Cooking for blockheads, which I'm about to show you as soon as we go through this mod list. Deco Craft, Drawers and Bits. The Elevator mod. Ender IO, because we could have a little bit of power and some conduits. Let's see. Extra Bits Manipulation. Extra Utilities Part 2. Farseek, which is a library mod for the streams, which I believe I showed off at the beginning of Unstoppable. Fast Leaf Decay, because who wants to sit there and wait for leaves to decay? Flat Colored Blocks, which we'll be able to show off sooner or later. Forestry, which is what I'm diving headfirst into right now. Let's see, FTB. Funky Locomotion, which is something I've always read about, seen really cool things done with, and never managed to even use it myself, so we'll get into that. Gendustry, which is an add-on for Forestry, which we'll get into. Geography Craft, I don't know what that is. The Gravestone mod, Gravitation Suite, which are jetpacks for IC2. Immersive Engineering, Industrial Wires, Industrial Craft 2. Inventory Tweaks, Iron Backpacks, which I showed off in Unstoppable. Iron Chest, Journey Map, JEI, JER, Light Levels, Malice's Doors. Slime Trees, we'll pick those up in a second. More signs, which I love. That's how my JaRyCu Saloon sign was in color. More bees, because who doesn't need more bees? Let's see, the Nether Portal fix, not enough wands. Harvest Craft, Sai. I've tried Sai in my past two playthroughs and just completely deleted what I did and didn't even show it off because I was so horrible at it. Refined Storage, RF Tools, Roots, Simple Barrels, the Sleeping Bag mod, Storage Stream, Substratum, the One Probe, Tinker Tool Leveling, Tinker's Construct, the One Probe add-ons, and Vein Miner. Because who doesn't love Vein Miner? Alright, so first off, let's show you what I've got going on. First thing we did was JC built a mine going down here, which I haven't even walked into yet. But he's already built the mining portal, so you can go into the mining world if you want to. And then this goes all the way down to Bedrock, I believe. Oh, there's another portal too. That's where he put it, okay. That's the first time I've even walked in the mine shaft. My part in this was I built the farms. So I built the sugarcane farm over there. Built all the crop farms over here. Each row is 8 to 9 slots, depending if there's a water hole in the middle or not, of a different crop. So there's a ton of different crops here. We don't have all the PAM stuff yet. I haven't made a list of what's out there, but there's a ton of stuff. Even I made the hemp in case somebody wants to get into industrial engineering. That way they have a bunch of hemps and all that. And cotton for just regular string. I've been out gathering, nuts and fruits to make an orchard with. This is by all means not all of them. I've got some marked to go back to. But it takes a while for them to ripen, especially when you're not here where somebody's working. So you have to just dedicate time to go out there. I started a forestry area, This is Boxo's blacksmith area that he started on, hasn't really done anything else with yet. He's been off the server, for Christmas. It's been Christmas for the last few days. So he's been off the server, so he's eventually going to get on to build an entire blacksmith's area. We're going to move the smeltery over here. This is my forestry area. And what I'm doing over here is I've got a peat generator, or a peat-fired engine is what they call it, and a peat bog. And what this does is you make bog, so you come over here, B-O-G, bog earth. It takes 4 dirt, 4 sand, and a bucket of water in the middle. It gives you 6 bogs. And what you do is you get a row of water, and you can go up to 2 away from the water. So 1, 2, right there. And you put it down, it doesn't look like this. These are all 100% mature. So I'll tell you what, let's do this. Yeah, we need RF in there anyway. I want to turn these off for now. I'll tell you more about these in a second. Okay, so we're going to turn... What you do is you break these and you get some of your dirt back. Not all of it, but some of it. So we just broke 7 of those, and we got 7 dirt. So you get half your dirt back. We do need some sand to do that up some more, so we're not going to worry about that right now. I don't believe... You don't have any sand. I do have a bucket on me. But you take these guys and you stick them in here, and it starts burning. Once it gets up to the temperature, it'll produce between 20 and 40 RF a tick. The hotter it gets, the more it produces. And you see I'm getting 20 right there. I'm just using a basic capacitor from Ender.io to store the power. Thought we can have up to 1,000,000 RF. Just a standard capacitor, no funny tweaks to it. And that way I can run my forestry machines. I'm not planning on building an entire technological base out here. This is just to get bee breeding going and tree breeding. Which, it looks like my trees are finally starting to breed. I'm getting butterflies out here. But let's go through this real quick. We're not going to do a lot of bee breeding on camera. I'm going to show you a lot of results on camera, but not the actual breeding. So right here you see I've got my signs labeled, and you can see there's different colors on the signs. And that's because I'm a very color-driven person. My eyesight's not the best. But bright colors, dark colors I don't see very well. Bright colors I do see. So I use colors to help me see things a lot better. So this is a purebred common hive. These are just forestry apiaries. An apiary is really simple to make. You need to make an impregnated casing, which means you need a carpenter. A carpenter is this first machine right here. And what a carpenter does is you can put different fluids in here. You put your pattern over here, and it tells you, where is it? I think it tells you right here what it's going to make. So let's say I don't have enough wood on me to do it. But if I were going to make another one of these apiaries, then I would need seed oil, which you get by crushing any kind of seeds or any kind of nuts, in this machine here. And so I've been throwing in grass seeds, so we've got 3,080 right there, which is basically 3 buckets. Now, it doesn't give you a lot. Like if I put a raspberry in here, it gives me fruit juice. Where's the nuts at? Those are seeds. Okay, so a sweet potato seed will give me 10 millibuckets. So it will take 100 sweet potato seeds to get 1 bucket. And what I've been throwing in here, now one of the best ones you can get, I just saw it, are pine cones. They give you 30. So it only takes 31 buckets, or 31 seeds, 31 pine cones to get a bucket of oil. That's one of the best returns on investment there. I'm looking for the grass though. How much does coconut give you? Oh, it gives you fruit juice. Yeah, 10 coconuts gives you a bucket of fruit juice, which is not bad at all. You can put in cactus to get water. So that's something to keep in mind if you're playing a quest mode mod pack. If you can get a squeezer and a little bit of power to it, you can put cactus in to get water. What was that one? Melon seeds. I'm looking for the grass, just the wheat seeds. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Phosphor and sand. Wow. So you can get lava out of this thing. I've never really used a squeezer for too much. There we go. So I've been throwing seeds in here as I clear the grass. 100 seeds gets me a bucket of oil. So you can see I put a lot of seeds in to get that. Now, the way I used these in the past in 1.7 was you can put Buildcraft pipes in here, or conduits, or whatever kind of pipes you like. I always used the Buildcraft because it was easy to use. And you can pipe things back and forth one to the other. Right now I'm just using a bucket. You can use a bucket to get out of this and into this. It's really easy to do. But I'll put that over here. This is just a pattern. Those logs are not really there. You put the logs and the other ingredients down here. Once it gets all the ingredients for the pattern up here, it makes whatever's here and puts it over here. Pretty simple, right? The last one here is called a centrifuge. The centrifuge is where you put the honey from the bees. So let's see if we can grab one of those. Okay, purebred common. That means right here, all these bees, this should only produce common bees. I'll show you how I got common bees in a minute. But these are purely for getting honeycombs out of this. And for getting drones, which you can mix with other stuff to get more stuff later. This is a pristine bee. There's two kinds of princesses. There's pristines and ignobles. Ignobles eventually will die off. You never want to use those to automate. Pristines, on the other hand, will never die off. So you can automate things to get more honey with those. Now you see I got a honeycomb out of that. Come over here. But my bed is over there. I'm building an entire stable over there. I'll show you about the deaths in a minute. Those were horrible. Let's flip this guy on. Throw this in here. I don't think I need the levers to switch them on and off. I haven't noticed a power drain. By the way, notice it takes it here, centrifuges it, puts it here, centrifuges again, and you get ingredients out of both steps. You're going to get wax. What you really want are the honey drops over here. Either honey drops or honeydew, because those come in handy. JC is not up here. We need to go sleep before we get stuff. Let's go sleep and then we'll continue this, because the mobs out here are a huge pain. I don't know what caused it, but last night, like literally last night, JC and I were on building some stuff, and he used the /spawn command, which brings you back here to the main area, because this is all at map spawn. We didn't go anywhere. We just started building right here because we like the area. But all the mobs from that night before, I slept the night because he was off in the nether, I think it was, and all the mobs literally just didn't die. We had skeletons, we had zombies, and all of them were up here. All of them were on fire, and none were taking damage. So I had my ender sword, and we were just going everywhere whacking stuff because that's all we could do. It was horrible. Okay, so back to the bees now. See how this has the little yellow poofs? I don't know if this is a bug, if this is a config option or what, but from the apiaries, you don't take any bee damage. Forestry 1.10 gives you bee damage, which is not very much fun. But in here, you don't take bee damage. So, let's see if I can show you. Okay, yeah, over here, we're trying to get common bees. The way you get a common bee is you take any two bees. So, let's see what I've got in here right now. I've got nothing but red bees in here. Crud. That's not what I was hoping for. There's supposed to be some blue bees in there. Like these guys here. Have I even looked at any of these? Okay, here's one I looked at. You want to get a portable analyzer. So this has honey drops in it already. I just stuck them in there. And you can put the lady in here, the princess in here, and it shows you their active and inactive traits. And this can all be done with that genetic square thing you learned back in high school science. You had dominant traits and recessive traits. So the dominant on this is a meadows. Meadows bees are red. Forest bees are blue. Pretty simple, right? Now, the important stuff here is the lifespan. The shorter the lifespan, the faster she can reproduce things. She's slow to pollinate, so to get my trees to breed, I want fast pollinators. She needs flowers around. Her dominant trait means she can make 2 drones before she dies. The recessive is 3. I really like the 3 better, because the more drones you get, the more chance you get to do stuff with them. She's got an average territory, not a small or large, and an area of effect of nothing. Once you get to the more advanced bees, they can have an area of effect that they can either poison you or give you life. You can do different things with them. This is her 2nd generation of me breeding her. She produces honeycombs. Other bees produce things, like you can get bees that produce ores, bees that produce fruits, different things, different ways they mutate. So if I mix her with the blue one, she has a chance to produce a common. If I mix her with a common, she has a chance to produce a cultivated. And this just shows the classifications here. I don't know if this is actually useful or not. I've never found a use for it. Let's see, this one is an active forest. Each time you scan one, it uses a honey drop. 2 and 3, meadows forest. Let's see, I really want to get something else out of her. So, forest. I'm going to stick her in there with a common. Let's see what she comes up with. Oh no, this was this half here. Because I'm trying to get more common out of this. So we'll put her with a common. And we got another meadows queen out of this. Those 2 mate and they make into a queen. So you lose the drone once they mate. Now over the course of her life, you see she's going to give me the yellow poof just like the first hive is. she will eventually give me something over here. Just like the one over here will eventually give me something. Over here, we're getting purple bees, cultivated bees. So see, this one is not purebred yet because I'm still getting commons and forest out of this. So I keep on putting the cultivated with the cultivated. Take the rest of these out. And what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the lower ones. Now, I'm not going to do Botania this playthrough because I'm doing Botania and Unstoppable, and I don't see the point of repeating myself in a bunch of different playthroughs. If I were doing Botania, there's a flower, and I don't remember what it's called because I've never used it. Let's see if it shows in here. Gomer, Narcissus, Spectralus, Rafflesia, C'est la vie, Dandelion. I know it's not that one, not that one. Honestly, don't remember the name of it. And I may not even know it by reading this. One of these can produce mana off of extra drones. The other one can actually you plant it near your hives, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm not totally sure which one I'm looking for. Barking mute, my lips are sealed. Yeah, there's no hints in there for me. One of the flowers can eat drones and make them into mana. The other one will turn ignoble princesses and queens into pristine ones over time. So right now I'm just doing these in the trash can because I don't need them. And the whole goal here is to breed them up into being pure. So let's throw you in here. Now there's also bee houses. A bee house, the difference, there's 3 levels of bee housing. There's the bee house, which I have in the chest over here. Bee houses just allow them to reproduce. That's it. To breed them, you need apiaries, which are single blocks like this. And that allows them to breed and come up with different breeds, just like we're doing here. You know, with the commons, with the cultivateds, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea there. Then there are alvearies, which are multi-blocks. You need 27 alveary blocks, which means you need impregnated casings, which are easy to make. That's just the seed oil and wood. You also need scented paneling. This is a lot tougher to make. You need royal jelly, pollen, and beeswax. Now the beeswax you get just from spinning the honeycombs over in the centrifuge over here, just like I showed you when we started up over here. Throw you in there, it does its thing. So I've already got a bunch of beeswax. I've also got stone dust because I did this with some rocky bees. Rocky bees are those bees you find when you're mining. Those need rock and those cannot see the sky. All these have to see the sky, so I had to be careful where I planted them. But to get the pollen, to get this stuff, I have to make one type of bee. To get this stuff, royal jelly, I have to make another type of bee. It's majestic. Yeah, majestic bees and imperial bees. No, let's see. Imperial and something, I can't remember. Both of them are shiny like that. And you get that by going through this. So once I have purebred cultivated bees, you mix those with common, the gray bees, to get the next step up. And then there's a whole chart online. If I remember, I'll link it. No promises, I may not remember. These are pure forest bees over here. I'm doing these. Let's see. Do you mix? No. Do you mix? No. If they mix, that means they're the same thing. So I want to put that in there. This one here, these two have a reproduction of 3 on them, so I'm just trying to get that. Because the more they give me, the more that's good. I know that'll make a lot of sense, but it did to me. This one is just straight up. Uh-oh, that one mixed. We'll throw you in there. And we will... Wow, this one got all messed up. This one I'm trying for common. Let's throw you in there. Let's get you out of there. Wow. We're going to leave it like that for now. But I know that was a very, very, very convoluted way of explaining bee breeding. I'm also doing tree breeding. That's why I've got bees and trees mixed over here. You always start with the vanilla trees. So obviously we've got the birch, the oak. This one was spruce. These two... No, sorry. This is a jungle tree. That tree is a paddock. Paddock? Paddock? I don't know how you say it. We'll just go with paddock. And this one over here was a larch. I got those out of a villager house. And what I'm doing here is Notice how there's that one leaf that's different right there, that the crosshairs are on. All the rest of those leaves, and this corner over here is a different one too. See how I'm wearing these spectacles? If I take them off, you can't really tell those leaves are any different. So what the spectacles do is they allow you to see leaves that have changed. And leaves that have changed can produce different saplings. Like, oh, here we go. Here we go. See how that one's different? It's a lot harder to see without the spectacles on. See, it's very pronounced right there. That's a good, whoa. Oh my gosh, I'm getting butterfly breeding too. I didn't know that. That's exciting. I've never seen those before because I've only done the bees. I've never done butterflies, and I've never done trees before. That's pretty cool. Let's go sleep real quick. Yeah, these are going to be stables. Probably in the next episode because I didn't realize how long I've been talking. We're going to get to the stables. But we're going to do like cows and sheep and pigs over in here. And we'll build like a chicken housing area as well. Nothing that gets out of hand like I've done in the past. I will do an out-of-hand build one of these days. I'm not going to tease y'all forever with it. Just not yet. I'm not prepared to crash the server, so that'll be a single player. But basically, the tree breeding takes forever to do, so it's not something you want to come in and do like immediately. Forestry has introduced greenhouses too, which I need to research a little bit before the next episode. Let's see, that one is to get saplings out of those blocks. You need to make something called a grafter. So you can have a few different ones. You can get a basic grafter, which you can use 10 times. A proven one, you can do 150 times. This was just a piece of bronze and a stick. Bronze is nothing but copper and tin. It's 1 tin to 3 copper. And you get 4 bronze ingots out of that. And you make one of these. This one only comes from villager trades or apparently in-city chests. That's it. You can't make this one yourself. Or you can make an industrial grafter, which is really expensive. It's 3 diamonds, the plain grafter, and a power module, which is 4 bronze gears, gold ingots, redstone, and 2 pistons. So it's really expensive, but it never breaks. And I've got one somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, mine's full. This one gets charged up in EU, and apparently the nice people who make the Ender IO capacitors allow this thing to convert into EU. Didn't know that. Where did it go again? Oh, it's in my backpack. Okay. Yeah, I had no clue that it did that. But you see it's got 200 charges on it, which is better than this one here. And this doesn't break. When it runs out of power, it just quits working. The reason I haven't gone after those yet is that grafter, this guy over here, the industrial grafter, breaks every leaf on the tree. So what I want to do is I want to get a bunch of these. I want to get a bunch of those changed to maximize my output before I go through and start breaking the leaves. Now, in order to make a tree breedable, like you can't just plant a birch and have it go up and have it breedable. Doesn't work like that. I want to keep watching these cocoons. This is fascinating. I don't know what you do with them. That is just really neat. Like, do I break them? Will it hurt things if I break them? I don't know. I need to research that. I've never done this before. But back to what I was saying. In order to make this a breedable tree, so it says silver birch leaves, not just birch leaves, you have to scan it with the analyzer in my hand. It's called a portable analyzer. Now, in 1.7 and back, in order to do trees, you had to have a tree analyzer, you had to have a bee analyzer for bees, and you had to have some kind of butterfly analyzer for the butterflies. So you had to have 3 different things. That's been changed in 1.10. You need 1 analyzer. And you can use the handheld one like I am, or there's a sit-down one if you'd rather have a sit-down one. I don't really see the point in that. Maybe for automation purposes. Like if you had, I don't know, like 2 blaze spawners. Nice. I have a moving wand if you want to pick them up. Yeah, I did some exploring earlier and I found some dungeons and I got some stuff too. But trees, butterflies. Yeah, you have to get some honey, so do bees like I'm doing now. And then you put these saplings, like we'll do one here. And this is an apple oak sapling now, it's not just a sapling. See? It's not just an oak, now it's an apple oak. Shift will give you some information. So it tells you this is an average one. It matures really fast, which is a good thing. And it grows small, which is a good thing. You don't want one of the giant oaks. This will be a 1x1, very low yield, very low sap, no effect. So see, this tells you it gives you apples. I don't know what carbonization means. I don't know what all that means. I know the soil means you have to have a plains biome apparently. Let's see, and it shows you the picture there, apples. Don't know about the mutations yet. And here's that classification stuff. And Singer gives you this here, common tree species whose apple-bearing properties are the subject of much song and dance. So apparently people sing and dance about that. So since we made it, we're going to plant it. Because maybe that'll help us to get even more stuff. I think I may go get a new mouse today. This one's driving me bonkers. I don't think you can do anything with those. Okay. This is fascinating. Oh, look, that one did too. Now, you can do trees a couple different ways that I know of. I think I'm still researching for 1.10. You can do them with bees. That's why I've got, with the help of JC, I had all my beehives in the middle here. I moved them out to maximize what they're doing. Because the bees will pollinate the trees. So the bees are really helping to get these trees to start. Oh, that one did too. Awesome! That's exciting. Last night when I was on here, they didn't do anything. Like none of these had changed. So I'm really excited about that. Now, this guy was the last one to grow, so I'm expecting him to take the longest. But once you have trees out here that are starting to do their thing, butterflies will just appear out of nowhere. Like you won't see these cocoons. The butterflies just come up. Don't know where they come from. But now you still got a bunch of butterflies around. So I can actually capture the butterflies. I don't know how. I've been looking for a butterfly net and I don't see one of them in JEI. So I'm going to get online and read about that. But you can capture the butterflies and breed them as well. You can start making the industry machines, which means you can do all these little samples here and custom breed. I don't know how that works. I tried it once before and I sucked at it, but you got all these machines down here. They've changed the way the machines look too. The time I tried this was in Infinity Expert mode, and I never really understood what I was doing. But apparently you can make all these, and these are really expensive to make, so I'm going to have to go do some mining of my own. I'm not just going to like take all JC's resources, because that would be mean on my part. But you get pollen. I don't know what pollen does. Hive spawning debugger. Maybe that's a creative mode deal. Mutagen tanks. Tin and panes. Bee receptacles. Yeah, you need a whole bunch of stuff. Scooperators. Ooh, I need to make one of those. God, that's expensive too. That will come in handy. So yeah, so all the stuff about bee breeding I wasn't going to tell you and wasn't going to do on screen, we just did. Nifty, huh? See the butterflies go around. Normally you want to build a greenhouse, and there are greenhouse things. Oh, wow. Butterfly hatches, gearboxes, outputs, inputs. Whoa. Okay, I shall be looking into greenhouses here. Because when we come back, this area may be a little bit different. You may see a bunch of green glass all around. But guys, I think that's going to be it for today. This series is going to be a little bit slower. You're not going to see massive progress, I don't believe. This will be more like what Jancy does and like what Etho does, where we slowly build out this awesome and amazing base. Cities and towns and stuff. And we'll just see where this goes. I know there's another player who, if he can get his computer to connect to this, he's going to be doing LP, so we'll maybe be doing like joint episodes with him. And we'll just see where this goes. We're going to have some fun with this series, guys. But until next time, you know what you got to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with everybody in the world. Make sure everybody knows about it. Thank y'all for pushing me up to 60 plus subscriptions before Christmas. At the last episode, we were sitting at 58, and then we hit 61 that night, so that's really exciting stuff. But guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.